So today I'm going to be watching a movie at the Cinema 21. And the movie that I'm going to be watching is called Babri Gula. I got my ticket here. Yeah, so the entrance was, or the ticket price was $4.50. So not too bad for the ticket. So I am going to wait for the movie to start. It starts in about an hour. So it's supposed to be a scary movie. Not sure. I just kind of wanted to see what the movie's all about. The movie poster has like gentlemen carrying a box or something. I'm not really sure. Maybe they're out in the field or yeah. I'm not totally sure, but I just kind of want to see what a Indonesian movie is all about. Just kind of curious to see what that entails. So yeah, one of the interesting things that I saw in that movie theater, and I've been to some of these before, is they have a dining area. So the dining area, you can buy your food and eat there, I guess. So I think that's pretty cool, right? So we'll see what it's all about. And yeah, they also sell nachos, so I might buy some nachos. Not sure, but yeah, it'll be cool. I'm interested to see the movie. I know the seats are very comfortable. I've been to one of these years ago, so I just want to, but I didn't see an Indonesian movie. I think I saw the movie Nope last time I was here, so it was okay, right? But I want to see a true Indonesian movie. So maybe I'll get some nachos. I'll get some, I don't know, a snack, some drinks. We'll see. And this mall is actually a really nice mall. It's called LIppo Mall or LIppo Mall. Not sure what you want to call it, but yeah, it's a pretty good mall. So it is the day after Ramadan. And yeah, people have flocked to this mall. This mall is just immense. I am astonished. Every time I come here, it's just a full-on gathering of folks. I've never seen this mall on empty. It's just so full every time. And they've been adding different things to this mall. Like over there, they've added a whole amusement park of sorts. There's rides. There's even go-karts inside of that area. There's a whole racetrack. And it's incredible. I haven't been on it. It's a little pricey, but I think it's incredible that they've managed to build an entire racetrack inside a shopping center. It's pretty awesome. Then over there, there's different arcades. And over here, they've built an ice rink. And that food place, it's called something like Food Avenue. It's just giant. It stretches from that side all the way to this side. There's a KFC and different types of food in there. But it is just so packed. It is just incredibly packed. It's hard to even get a table. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it is just so jam-packed, and the decorations are just so beautiful. I think these are Ramadan-based decorations. Then there's a little market down there, and this is just one very small area of this mall. This mall stretches just a whole area, and this is just a very small area of this mall. This is a small part of the mall, but you can see it stretches out even further that way. But it's just an incredible mall. It has all your favorite stores, you know, like Nike, Adidas, New Balance, Uniqlo, and stores I've never even heard of, but it's pretty awesome. It's a very interesting mall, to say the least. There's a store, it's called Mr. DIY. I've seen it all over Asia, but it's basically like like a 99-cent or Dollar Tree kind of store. Just has everything. One of the interesting things that I saw as I was walking around here is this sign over here. It says VIP toilet. I'm kind of curious what that's all about, a VIP toilet. I've never heard of a VIP toilet, so I'm gonna find out what this VIP toilet is all about. Yeah, so I actually just went into the VIP toilet. It's free of charge. It's a little bit confusing because I asked the lady if there was a charge or if I had to pay. You know, thinking that it's VIP, I thought it was like a charge or pay-per-use type of facility, and there was no charge. Thought that was interesting. But then I went to the toilet. She gave me a little access card, and I went to the toilet, and it turns out it's just a regular toilet. I'm not sure what that's all about. I thought it was going to be like a little bit more exclusive, or maybe they were going to have more of a, I don't know, just like a VIP or more of a premium type of facility. But no, it's just a regular toilet. I'm not sure what the VIP is on that toilet. So yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting. But yeah, like I said, there are just plenty of stores here, just everywhere. Lots and lots and lots of places to eat, to shop. So many places to eat and shop. So you can see here, there's another area, there's another market here. It's kind of like a open market, but not open market because it's inside the mall, but another place to eat, just lots and lots of food. There's I walked through there the other day, and they had bakso, they had satay, they just had so many different foods. It's pretty awesome. And you can see they have the decorations here. They also have an Auntie May's, which is popular American pretzel place. And right behind me is the All-American Food A&W. I actually had never seen an A&W in years. I think the last one I saw was when I was 9 or 10 years old. And the only reason I knew of A&W is because my neighbor really liked their root beer floats, and they took me, I think one time, they thought, I told them I'd never even know. I told my neighbor I didn't know what a root beer float was. I was 9 or 10 years old. And so they took me to A&W, and I just thought it was the strangest thing. And that was literally the only time I ever saw A&W. And then they went out of business in the city where I live. So fast forward till now, fast forward to today, fast forward to my trip to Indonesia, and it just so happens that A&W has a somewhat of a presence here. I think I've seen like 3 or 4 A&Ws around town, but there it is. I'm not sure if they sell root beer floats, but they sell tacos, they sell burgers, chicken, fries, all sorts of different menu items. So I think that's interesting. I'm sure they have to have root beer floats, but not really sure. But yeah, it's just crazy. It's A&W. I just seemed like a place that I thought would be really good, but then it just never hit completely well with me. I don't know. I just really didn't like their food or their burgers. It's just like the taste was just off. I don't know. I just yeah, nothing I fancy about A&W. So I just got done watching that movie, and that movie was pretty interesting, to be honest. I had never seen a movie like that before. And so now I am eating at Wingstop, and this meal came out to be $5. So here are the fries. These are called the voodoo fries. These are the garlic Parmesan tenders. And I got some cream cheese or some ranch. It's a pretty big serving. And I also got some water. So like I said, the total was about $5. So I think that's a pretty good deal. It's 3 chicken tenders. They're pretty large actually. So very solid, a lot of Parmesan. They definitely put a lot of Parmesan on there. And I think they also gave me, some utensils here. So some thoughts about the movie. The movie that I saw was interesting. I think, did they give me a fork? No fork. Oh well, I'll just use my hands, right? So the movie was about some folks who were looking for a job, and so they ended up working at a factory out in some kind of agriculture, sugarcane field of sorts. It's like a field of sugarcane. and then so it's basically like a sugar cane plantation, and then they also have a factory there. So that's basically what they were doing. They were harvesting sugar cane, and they were also taking care of some of the paperwork. And so a group of young folks are there just kind of exploring around, and it turns out that during the night, one of the teenagers, or it turns out that during the night, one of the ladies, she sneaks out and follows something, and she's just scared out of her mind, and she witnesses some kind of ritual. I don't know if it's like some dark or some kind of a scary ritual, and she gets really scared. She goes home, and she goes back to her bedroom, and she's just overall really scared. So as the story goes on, they are experiencing different things, and I honestly thought it was gonna be like Children of the Corn kind of style movie, but it took a different direction. But so they all start seeing stuff, and just a lot of imagery, good visual effects. I'll give them that. A few of jump scares. I did see a few jump scares. They weren't totally, they didn't scare me, but I know some folks there, they definitely had a good jump scare. But I really enjoyed a lot the movie. I thought it was very creative. I've never seen a story like that, but kudos to the director, to the producer. I thought the story definitely kept me on my seat. I was like, whoa, this is going into a different direction. I didn't expect that. So I really enjoyed. There was two actors there, or two cast members. They kind of had the goofy role, and they were they definitely had a very good comedic timing. Their names were, I think it was Frankie and Dewey. They were definitely the comedic. They were definitely the goofy characters. Kind of, they were scared of everything, and they were just awesome. I really enjoyed when they came out. Their scenes are so funny. Big kudos to them. They played a really good role. And you know what I liked about them was that even though the movie was scary, they were able to balance it with just the right amount of humor. So I really enjoyed their duo. They did a really good job at kind of playing that role, just kind of softening the scariness a little bit throughout the movie. Regardless, going back to the plot of the movie, so finally the group finds out that years and years ago there was a burning of the fields, and some of the workers back then, were burned during the fire. It turned out to be that the fire was in one of the warehouses or the factories, and so it turned out that the whole area is haunted. And so every now and then, some of the actors or some of the folks there, they see the burning men, and the whole visual effect is pretty cool. The men appear, and there's like steam coming out of their body. I thought that was a really cool effect, just how they were able to do that. And so I think, so that's kind of how the story progresses a little bit. And so finally, it turns out that the manager of the plantation, she's wondering if it's a good idea to move on with the sugarcane area, with the sugarcane season. And she's a little bit unsure because I think she's kind of basing a lot of her actions on whether the spirits are okay with it or not. So it just seems like she has to perform some rituals in order to gain approval. And so she continues to make those rituals, but it seems like the spirits don't want her to move on with the season or producing the sugarcane. And so finally, they're just wondering what's happening. Why aren't the spirits allowing me to move on with this season? And so it turns out they go back to this one altar, and the altar is under some being called Matahari. I'm not really sure. One of the guys and one of the ladies had some intimate relationships in front of the altar, and because of that, the lady, she was able to receive some kind of evil power to see gold, and she stole the gold from the altar, from the god. And so that kind of was the turning point. And so that's kind of how everything kind of got messed up, because the spirits weren't comfortable with someone stealing the gold from the Mataharu or Mataharu, I think. So they were very uncomfortable with the gold missing. This is really good, by the way. So I didn't also I didn't say the two individuals who had intimate relationships in front of the altar. One of them was a guy. He was said to marry another girl, while the other girl was best friends with another girl. It was like a triangle, basically. It was like a love affair, basically. So the guy cheated on his fiance with the fiance's best friend, and in front of the altar, and that kind of messed things up. And yeah, after that, everything just kind of went havoc. Everything kind of wreaked havoc, and all the spirits showed up, and it was just a haunted ordeal. Everybody was confused, and nobody knew what was going on. But finally, the cheating couple came back with the gold, and they placed it back inside of the altar, and that kind of soothed things up. But the manager of the plantation said, unfortunately, we will have to sacrifice both of you with a sugarcane wedding ceremony. And that's kind of where things got confusing for me a little bit. So apparently the sugarcane wedding ceremony, they have to get married, and then they bury them down under. And I thought to myself, what the? So anyways, so they kind of took them by the force, the guy and the girl. They made them get married. They did a bunch of ceremonial rituals, and then they put them in a room. Then they put them in a room and had salt. They made a salt circle around them so that they couldn't move. And then they dug a hole out in the sugarcane field, and that's where they were said to be buried. Then after that, I guess the wind or the spirit force kind of like went into the room and brought them back in, and it was then they, I guess, like I'm trying to describe this as best as possible, but the spirit put some mannequins inside the room, and it confused everybody because they were like, oh, why did the door close? Or what's going on here? Where are they? And so they couldn't figure out where they had gone. And then when they opened the door, there were just mannequins there. So then one of the guys said, oh, we have to go to the field. And so they ran to the field, and they were trying to dig them up. And that's where they were. They were already sacrificed. So basically the spirits took them from that room, and they brought them into the hole where they were supposed to be buried. And that's pretty much how the movie ended. But overall, the CGI or the effects were really, really good. I was really surprised to see how they were able to come up with some of those effects. One of the effects that I really enjoyed, and this is just telling a little bit more of the story, there was this part where they found out that the girl had stolen the gold, and she was trying to kind of run away. She was about to run away with the gold, so she's in her bedroom, and she's taking the bag of gold, but the spirits come and they make the door disappear, so the entire room is just walls. And I thought that was like really scary. I was like, oh shoot, oh my goodness, the door is gone. So I thought that was just very creative how they were able to do that. And so finally she woke up from whatever, it was just like an illusion kind of going on in her mind. But I really liked that scene. I really thought that was cool. And then another scene that I really liked was the two goofball characters. And they were told by some of the security that like a ghost appears every now and then with their body turned backwards. And so in order to make the ghost go away, you have to say permisi, excuse me. And so they were just laughing at that time. But then when things kind of got going, that ghost appeared to them, but the back was turned to them, and the ghost's back was turned back to them. And so they were trying to run, but the ghost kept appearing. And so then finally one of the guys said, we have to say it. But neither of them wanted to say excuse me or permisi. And so they were just like goofing around, and finally one of the guys said permisi, and the ghost wasn't doing anything. And so then he went on just like trying to be as polite as possible. It's like, sorry, we don't want to disturb you. And what was interesting was that he also said it in English, excuse me, and the whole room just burst into laughter. I thought that was hilarious. And I think I think he might have said something like, does the ghost know English or something like that? I don't know. But yeah, it was just it's a pretty decent movie. But yeah, I had a good time just enjoying the movie. And one of the ladies and the attendant actually told me they was gonna have subtitles, so I thought that was really cool. That way I could understand it a little bit more. So overall, the theater, very cool. The seats, very comfortable, very cushiony, very clean, very, very, very clean. Oh my goodness, there's no sticky floors, no popcorn, no trash on any seats. I was gonna record a little bit inside, but they did tell me they appreciate, and I was gonna record inside, but they did tell me that it was not permitted, so I went ahead and just decided not to record. But I did take some pictures just because one of the gentlemen told me I could take a few pictures there, so that's about it. But overall, the experience going to the Cinema 21, just very, very nice. People were really nice to me. They told me where to go if I wanted snacks and so forth. And like I said earlier, the ticket was $4 for the movie entrance. And they also have popcorn, which was, I want to say like $4 for the medium or large. So I thought that was really cool. You can see these are the tenders here. $5 for all of this. Pretty nice, right? These tenders are really, really good. Just enjoying some Wingstop. Very good. I really like these. I really like garlic parmesan. I don't know why, but you know, and the interesting thing is that in the US, I don't ever go to Wingstop. I just think it's pretty expensive. But here, the price is reasonable for me at least. But So this is a $5 combo right here. Mm. You can see that? It's full of cheese. And there's even more cheese over here, so I'll just kind of sprinkle it a little bit more. But overall, I'm having a really great night. Just really enjoyed myself with the movie and the experience, the story, the dinner here. Very, very good. Mm. Mm-hmm. So overall, I have spent, let's see, I spent $4 on the entrance ticket and $5 on dinner. So around $9. I spent around $9 tonight. It's a movie and dinner, or dinner and a movie. So this is a dinner and a movie. Overall, pretty happy with how the nights turned out. The movie was pretty decent. So, what do you think? There's the hot wings. There's a Wingstop garlic parmesan right there. Ooh, I'm getting a little bit full, but wow. Mm. The fries are really good. I think they're like Cajun seasoned with a little bit of cheese, and I'm kind of dipping them into the ranch, and it just gives them a little bit more flavor. It's really, really good. Wow. Mm. Mm-hmm. Very good meal. Well, I'm gonna finish off this meal right here, and that's about it for today. Let's see what happens tomorrow.